And welcome back in, Bet Heads. An amazing special moment here. Huge special moment. We have just one of our first guests ever. We've had, I think, one or two guests, couple of chime-in call-ins here and there, but first visually on YouTube.
First legit guest.
Yes, first legit guest, the Doctor of Rock, Chris Doc Garrett, host of, or the voice of Frank FM, essentially, host of the More Music Morning Show on 99.1 The Bone. Welcome in, Doc.
And now, special guest on Bet This.
Yes, welcome.
I love it. Thanks for having me on the show.
Yeah, of course. Doc, huge mentor to me. I look up to him, and big sports fan.
Huge, big hockey fan, obviously.
We talk shop a lot.
Yep.
Now, Doc, you're here on the show today to discuss some NHL futures.
Yes, coming off the Golden Goal. Why not? It's a better time to talk about hockey than right now.
Of course,
right?
Of course. And I wanted you to just give a little bit of background, because we're a New England-based company, but you're actually not a New England hockey fan. You're a Pittsburgh fan.
Yeah, I'm total New England, except for hockey. It's a radio thing too. When I was a young kid, I found KDKA, which is a high-frequency Westinghouse broadcasting signal out of Pittsburgh, and I really fell in love with, at that time, the announcer, which was Joe Starkey. I just liked the way he called games. And then along came Mike Lang, who's now in the Hall of Fame. And his signature obviously was, he had these sayings every time they score a goal, which was I couldn't believe. It was just a great,
like a Lang-ism.
So yeah, he had these different ones, and it got great. It got to the point where actual fans would come in, or Penguins fans would come in, listeners, and give him different ideas and slogans and phrases. So that kind of, it was a huge pool of things like "scratch my back with a hacksaw,"
That's
Michael
awesome.
Michael motorcycle, or "slap me silly Sydney." So over the years, I just fell in love with the announcer. Mike unfortunately passed away last year, but he's in the Hall of Fame, and yeah, I became a Penguins fan. Like the Bruins, but when it comes to hockey, I'm Penguins.
Penguins first, of course. Now, Doc, I did want to ask you, because the Winter Olympics just happened, what were your thoughts on the Olympics? And, were you, how old were you when the 1980s, like, you don't have to go into how old specifically, but do you remember watching the 80s Olympics at all?
Everyone was watching that. It was amazing. I was back then 21. So
nice. And now, how would you compare? Obviously, the world was in a different state then, and it's in its own state now. But how would you compare those 80 Olympics, like that gold medal win against Russia, to this one?
Well, that made that difference. It was 20 years from 1960, and I think it was because it was such. The Russian program was kind of accused. They were basically professional athletes,
right? And it was amateurs back then.
Correct. So that's what made it was college players against the pros of the Russians. They certainly weren't, but we know they're getting paid.
Right.
So I think, the David Goliath type thing, that one made that like gigantic in that regard. And it was kind of a world stage that way. Whereas now, Canada is the king of hockey. That's where the sport, was grown. And they feel like that's their sport. They're always, the most competitive team. They got the best players. This year, I think you could say they probably were the better team all in all. But that's why you play the game, and you get that red hot goaltender. And, you can see why, Connor Hellebuck's a 3-time Vezina winner.
Right.
Won both the Vezina and MVP last year. He's a great goaltender.
We're going to get into the Vezina in just a little bit, doing some NHL futures. But what an amazing game by Hellebuck and the entire USA team. I've said it on Bet This, and I've told you, obviously, I played hockey growing up, but I sort of got out of it when I moved down south. But man, that Olympics got me right back into it.
Yeah, and I think everyone I knew. Everybody was up at 8:00 in the morning on that Sunday watching the game. It didn't disappoint. Like I'm gonna say the entire ice hockey, men's and women's.
Yes,
awesome, just awesome games.
Yes, amazing showing.